Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Wheel Talk. I'm Andrew. We got a brand new episode for you and an absolutely killer wheel. This is the ESR ES1T. So shout out to ESR for sending us the sample wheel. We were really excited to unbox this thing. We all peeked in it and our jaws dropped on the floor. It's probably the most killer looking wheel that we've had come past the shop. It's a 3-piece forged wheel. It's one of 19 different face styles that they have from their new 3-piece lineup, so it's pretty cool. Now, we looked at a couple other ones, but we were reading the comments, and after dropping a couple marketing photos and some things on our story, everyone's been really excited to see this one, so here it is. We're gonna give you the lowdown, everything you need to know about this wheel. Now, right off the bat, when you look at it, of course, it's like a showstopper wheel. I would call this like a show wheel, so if you have like a crazy show car, that's what it looks like to me. Now, everything is 100% customizable on this wheel, so down to the hardware, the face color, the finish, width, size, offset, and even the lip and the lip material. It's all custom, just to give you guys a heads up. So with that comes a 5 to 7 week wait time. So it's one of those things, if you're looking to build a set of wheels and you're in a crunch time for a show, I wouldn't recommend doing something like that. Most people that are building custom wheels, they know that it takes a little bit longer. So price point with this one, it's gonna be a little bit higher because you're building it. It's all custom, like I said. They're not stocking anything on a shelf, so it's all built to order. You're the artist, you pick the colors, you rock this thing out just how you want to. So this is your time to rock and roll, shine, build your dream wheel. So I'm gonna break it down into different pieces, give you guys a scoop on everything else, and tell you something extra special that ESR actually does with their wheels that I don't think a lot of the other wheel manufacturers are doing. If we start with the lip of this, you have two options. So flat lip or step lip. So you pick your choice. Now this one actually has a carbon fiber wrapped on it. It's a hand wrapped carbon fiber and it looks absolutely beautiful. So if you look in here, we'll get you some nice close-ups. The step lip style, you can see that nice beautiful weave. This one I want to say was about a 20 by 13. Not quite sure the offset, I wasn't 100% sure, but this thing has just over a 5-inch lip, so absolutely massive. Killer looking carbon fiber pattern on it. And one thing I want to point out too, I'll show you where it kind of wraps in. If you're familiar with carbon fiber work, sometimes you see the weave and then where it kind of ends off the side of the part. It looks really nice here. You see a nice weave all the way across the top, and just as it folds over the lip of the wheel here, it just kind of fades into that black that they have painted on the back of the lip here. So just really good attention to detail in the carbon fiber. It's all done in the USA. It's all customizable as well. You don't have to just go with the standard black. They can do red, they can do blue, they can even do a honeycomb, which I imagine is maybe that yellow and black, or maybe where they mix two colors and you get that dual color kind of laid down. So plenty of options for the carbon fiber too, which is pretty exciting to be able to build. It's T661 aerospace aluminum, the whole entire wheel, and then that carbon fiber, like I said, it's all hand laid on here, done at the ESR factory, so that's pretty rad. So now that we're done with the lip, if we jump into the hardware here, this is something that's pretty cool. This particular wheel has actually T5 titanium hardware on it, so that's going to save you for your whole set of wheels, all four, just over 13 pounds, so that's just over 3 pounds per wheel. So if you are building this wheel to do something like autocross, you're racing, you're drifting, something like that, I would definitely recommend shying away from the stainless steel and then doing the upgrade with the titanium. Now you have 3 different options for the hardware with this too, which is pretty rad. So this is just your standard titanium color. They also do a black, and then they also do a burnt tipped. So the little tips of that on the edge there are going to have, it almost looks like those JDM mufflers where they do the burn tipped exhaust. So if you were to have that on your car and then tie that in with the hardware, I think that would be a pretty rad combination. Of course, you are going to pay a little bit more for that, but the titanium that they use, the whole entire nut and bolt assembly is all titanium. So it's not just coated, it's not just the head, and then they throw a stainless washer or a nut on the back. The whole entire assembly is titanium, which is pretty cool. So you do pay a premium for that, but once again, if you're building your dream wheel, you're gonna have these things forever. I would definitely recommend the lightweight titanium. Now, if we jump into the face here, this is where it gets kind of fun. If we look at some of the detail, you're gonna see that face popped out. This is all CNC'd, all made in the USA in the ESR factory, so these guys do a beautiful job on this. I think they use over like 15 or 20 different tools to CNC and get all this material all carved in properly. There's a nice little ESR logo stamped into the bottom that's kind of raised up. Really cool attention to detail. But the thing that jumps out that's crazy about this face is the two-tone powder coat job. So they do, there's over 9,000 different colors that you can choose from. It's precision powder, so it's an excellent material. And then this one, they actually did a dual fade. They're able to do 2 or up to 3 fades, and just the attention to detail and how well this is faded just looks really cool. They did a great job. So you have like a black chrome, or a candy black they call it, and then you have a candy red here on the bottom, but it will get you a close-up of the spokes. Everything is just blended beautifully. It looks really nice. There's no harsh lines. They did an absolutely killer job on this face. Now, once again, I said this This is one of 19 different styles. So this one is the ES1T, so T for twist. So you can see the pattern is twisted. They do make a regular ES1 where the spoke here is not twisted, it's just flat. So there's two variations of this face style, which is kind of cool. Now this is where you get pretty wild with it. This two-tone just looks crazy. It really pops out. Once again, kind of a show looking wheel, but you can do any color you want. They can do 24 karat gold, they can do neochrome, they can do triple chrome, they can do black chrome. So whatever you can think of for a color, they can do it. And then they can even, like I said, blend up to 2 or 3 different fade patterns, which is absolutely amazing that they can do something like that with powder coat and still make that look that beautiful. Now, if we jump into the middle of the wheel here, you take a look at the center cap. Most of the standard ESR wheels that are cast or any other cast wheel would come with a plastic cap. This one here, you do get the aluminum center cap with the ESR logo stamped out in it. So once again, you get, if you wanted to customize that, paint it, do something wild with it, you certainly could. Now, size options for this wheel, you're going to see anything from 17 all the way up through 24-inch diameter. So it would be pretty amazing to see this wheel in a 24-inch just cruising down the road. It would be absolutely insane. So if you jump over to the widths and then to the offsets, that's all custom. So that's what's pretty cool, once again, about building a custom wheel is you do with it whatever the heck you need to. So if you have to run staggered fitment, you need a wider wheel in the back, you can certainly do that. Whatever offset you need, they will shave that to that, get that exact for you guys. So if, once again, if you're running like a wide body or a flare kit or something like that, you can get your offsets dialed in just perfect. Now, same thing goes for the bolt patterns on this one. It's all custom, so whatever you guys want to rock in 5-lug applications, they can certainly do that. I'm not 100% about 4-lug. I'll drop it across the bottom if they can or can't, but 5-lug for sure. So we'll get you guys some nice shots of the face, the back, everything here. And then there's one more thing I want to talk about that they can do to the wheel that a lot of companies aren't doing right now. So the first thing I thought of when I saw this wheel, when I saw the carbon fiber lip, is I thought, man, that looks absolutely beautiful, but what happens if you scratch it? What happens when rock chips fly around in there? What happens if, God forbid, you curb the wheel? You'd obviously be into a world of hurt. So ESR actually is an authorized Ceramic Pro dealer, so it's pretty exciting. So if you're not familiar with that, let me give you a little plug on that and why it's beneficial to you guys as a customer. If you're gonna spend the money and invest a lot of money into a custom wheel like this, it's just gonna have a lot better longevity for the carbon fiber, for the whole wheel itself. So the Ceramic Pro coating is actually the little bottle. It's nanotechnology, and essentially what it is I always tell people it's almost kind of like when you spray the new pair of J's with that crepe spray or the dry camp stuff, where if you were to dump something on it, it would literally just drip right off. So what the benefit to that, to do this on the wheel itself, is that all the parts before the wheel is assembled they're all wiped down with the Ceramic Pro coating, so everything is covered. So you don't have to worry about things in between the gaps or the seams or anything like that. Everything is 100% coated, and it's going to have a lot better longevity for the wheel. So things to note would be like brake dust, scratches, UV protection, anything like that. And especially this carbon fiber barrel, I would absolutely recommend that if you go carbon fiber, that you do get the Ceramic Pro coating on that. Of course, it's an upcharge, but there is different levels to it. So I'll show you here. There's a light, and then there's also the 9H. So there's 2 different levels. So what it is, and let me explain it to you real quick here, is that if I was to hold up my fingers here, pretend we're looking at like a microscope at the actual paint, you have gaps in between that. The Ceramic Pro is going to fill in those gaps with those little nanoparticles, and then you're going to have little nanotubes build up on the top, so it basically fills in those gaps, and then it's a hydrophobic coating, excuse me. So the water is just going to bead right up on the top, dirt, grime, brake dust, salt, all that stuff in the winter months if you were going to run a wheel, and then they can actually do this to any wheel. It doesn't have to be a high-end 3-piece wheel. ESR can do this to any one of their wheels, which is pretty cool. So you've probably seen a lot of people do that to other carbon fiber parts, to their whole entire cars. Definitely something that I would highly recommend if you're looking to get more longevity out of your wheel for this. They basically rub that coating on. It's going to be a little thin layer of flexible glass is basically what it looks like, and then everything is coated. Now I want to say you get up to anywhere from 2 to 5 years out of that, which is pretty cool. So depending on what kind of elements and things you're in, like here in Wisconsin, it would be an absolutely beneficial thing to do here with the snow, the salt, the grime, all that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in this wheel, drop us a message, shop@fitmentindustries.com. Like I said, it's a custom quote. Make sure to fill out offset, size, finish, hardware, all that kind of stuff, so we can get the proper quote for you guys. Let us know what you guys think of this wheel. Drop a comment, share it. Shout out to ESR, thank you for the wheel, and we will catch you guys next week. Peace.